You're listening to The Straight Line on MRN.com, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. And also brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Welcome, everybody, to MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. How's it going out there? Ralph Shaheen and Doug Herbert with you as we wrap up the weekend. The Carolina Nationals here, ZMAX over the weekend.
We got to go to the races, so that was a good thing.
I know, wasn't that great?
Yeah, it was fun. Weather was great on Saturday and Friday, but Sunday it was good weather to be a frog.
Yeah,
I guess.
And then it was good again on Monday.
Monday was beautiful.
Yeah, Monday was great. And then you had your massive brakes function.
We had a big party on Saturday, so you missed a really good one. Next year, I'm kidnapping you and making you come.
All right.
Because your fun meter will be right pegged out.
Yep.
I did a Facebook Live from there to show some of the stuff that we had going on, but it was a fun party.
What was the highlight of it?
Oh, man, it was from the time you got there. We had paparazzis, like you got out of the car and, they were taking pictures. The theme of it was Great Gatsby, so it was, it was kind of, to be fun and fancy, right?
And you raised a bunch of money.
Had just a super good time.
Fantastic. Yeah. And of course, fantastic racing as well this weekend over at ZMAX. How about Steve Torrence back? He's a winner.
I told you it wasn't. You weren't going to keep him down long.
No.
You're like, I don't know. They're struggling. I don't think so.
Well, you got to have some fun with this, right? You got a good cop, bad cop it. In
the final round, that was a points critical final round with Coletta. Whoever won that was going to leave there with the points lead. That was it was great racing on Sunday.
So do you think that
Monday,
does that put him right back? He's on a run here, or is he?
Well, if you look at it, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be.
Yeah.
He lost first round over there somewhere and has struggled a little bit, but doesn't seem like much of a struggle to me. I don't know. Coletta's car run pretty good, and then you've got Brittany Force. That car runs pretty good. They were low ET. Leah Pritchett had top speed. So, it's kind of mixed up a little bit. It's not like maybe last year or the year before where Torrence had low ET, top speed, low ET on race day,
just
low ET of every round.
in every category.
Yeah, right. He was just killing it. And it's maybe a little bit tighter there right now. But I don't know.
Do you have a surprise from the weekend?
I don't know if I have any surprises.
How about this one?
Okay.
Schumacher Racing had 3 of the 4 funny cars in the semis, and didn't win the final.
Didn't win, yeah.
3 out of 4.
Yeah.
You got to like your odds.
You got to like your odds. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. What do you say about that? It's not like those guys forgot how to race.
No.
But man, Force's bunch is just tough. There's a reason why he's 16-time champion, and why
Robert's got 50.
Tony Pendergrass,
1 or 2 now.
Right, Robert number 2 basically, or I guess behind Cabs and Force, but number 3 of the top wins. And then you've got, Tony Pendergrass. Don't forget, he won a championship over there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of winning
going on
there at Force Racing. They're doing something right,
Yeah. Yeah. Who was struggling all weekend was Tommy Johnson Jr.
Yeah, I wonder what
I was talking to TJ, and they just could not. He felt when he was telling me that it was somewhere in the clutch. He goes, on Saturday afternoon, he told me as they got set up for, which would be Q3 run, he said his crew chief told him, he goes, this thing should get hooked up on a dirt road. They know enough of their data that he goes like, this thing should be hooked up on a dirt road, and halfway down spun it up. So they were searching.
If their clutch disc, we've talked a lot about that on the show, and you and I have talked about that. The clutch disc, there's such a variable there, whether it's whether it's heat related, whether it's coefficient of friction. There's a million things on those clutch discs. And we hear drivers on the show, oh man, we had to change a disc in our clutch package or whatever. Right. It changes a lot. It changes the engine tune-up. It changes everything. The way the clutch works, the weights that it works, it changes everything about the whole tune-up. But you wouldn't think over at Schumacher they'd be in a position where all of a sudden they've got to try new clutch discs at this point in the season.
Right.
So but
you're looking at the other cars next door to you, and they're all running fine.
Right.
Like we said, 3 out of 4 in the final.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
but he's struggling.
Huh.
Weird.
There's no answer to that. I don't know. I think the variables on the clutch stuff is so great that I don't know. Nobody nobody has it down perfectly, I guess, obviously, unless maybe you're Steve Torrence. I don't know.
But that's why they race them, right? Because you never know.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
You never know.
And the way those clutches are built is unbelievable. I went to a clutch factory in Crawfordsville, Indiana years ago.
Oh.
And we had all of a sudden a bad batch of discs back in the 90s, or maybe it was into the 90s, somewhere like that. Anyways, we go up there and we're like, hey, how are you guys doing the clutches? So we went up there and LaHaye and LaHaye was working for me. And, well, we got this guy here, and, he's the guy that makes your clutch disc. Oh, okay. How do you measure this stuff? Well, I take it, it's a scoop of this and a scoop of that. Oh, my gosh. Seriously? So it was like mixing pancake batter, basically. And this guy didn't make it quite the same as that guy. And that was how they were doing it back then. And we're like, oh, my gosh. But the funny thing is that I learned the clutch discs that we use in fuel cars are the same clutch discs that they use in tractors. It's like John Deere tractor or something like that. That disc is the same disc. The basic disc, yeah, and it may have changed now, but back then that's what it was.
30 miles an hour over here and 330 over here.
These ones go to Caterpillar or John Deere, and these ones go to
Force Racing.
Yeah, right.
Crazy. Well, as we said, Steve Torrence is back grabbing Wallies, and we're going to talk to him when we come back right after this.
Hey, race fans, it's Ralph Shaheen, and like you, I have a huge passion for racing. With the most in-depth features on racers, series, and events, no one covers racing better than America's original motorsports publication, Speed Sport. Get your subscription to Speed Sport magazine today at speedsport.com.
This is Deric's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the third time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It wasn't just built to be a museum. It was built to be a shrine to the history, heritage, and future of the sport we love. This is our house, the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and it's packed full of classic and present-day cars, including Petty's, Earnhardt's, and Waltrips, as well as interactive experiences, realistic racing simulators, and much more. Plan a trip to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. Tickets at NASCARHall.com. NASCAR Hall of Fame. This is our sport. This is our house.
MRN's The Straight Line is presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts, and he's got the Wally once again. He's back on top of points once again, and all is right in the world of Steve Torrence, isn't it?
Everything's going good, guys. Everything's going good.
So what's the difference, Steve? Why all of a sudden back on top?
I don't think we fell too far. We just had a bad race at Reading that when you lose all those points that you'd built up over the year in that cushion, it seems like it's a bigger fall than what it really was. We dropped the ball there on Friday in qualifying and never were able to get caught back up. And so we just didn't have the success there that we wanted, but we were able to turn it around pretty quick and go to St. Louis and have run really well the last two races. So I'm excited about it. I don't think there was one key to just getting back on the horse. It's just, maintaining that consistency.
It's funny though, Steve, when you're that dominant like you've been, right? If you stumble just a fraction, everybody thinks you forgot how to do
it. Yeah, you're right, man. I heard somebody say, man, it's been 6 races since Torrence won. What's going on?
That would, and that is funny how that works like that, right? You were so dominant for really an unbelievably long time, probably one of the longest in history that I can remember in top fuel racing. All of a sudden, like Ralph was saying, you have one little problem. Oh my gosh, Steve Torrence, they got a problem over there. Well, you didn't forget how to drive. Richard Hogan and Bobby Lagana didn't forget how to do what they do. And you guys kind of showed us that this week and showed everybody that.
Well, I'm hoping that we can kind of pick back up. We went the first 5 races of the season without getting a win, and that's what everybody said. Oh, man, Torrence is in a slump. What's wrong with him? Are they going to come out? So it's been 6 races this time. Maybe we'll get back on that same streak and just have that dominance. I mean, we we're for sure not going to go perfect in the countdown. We've already screwed that up, thanks to myself, and then Billy. He didn't help me out on trying to go perfect either. But that I guess that's what dads are for.
Well, you got a 30-point lead now over Doug Coletta as you head to Texas. How are you feeling about the setup for Texas and your performance there in the past?
I'm actually feeling really good. I'm really confident about it. We've had a pretty good race car every time we've been there for the last few years. We had a really dominant car there in 17 when we had the wreck, a really good car last year. So I think that we've got good data and good information going into that. It builds confidence not only in yourself as a driver, but, I would say as a crew chief going there and knowing that you have a good backlog going in and know some history there and feel like you can come out of the trailer on Friday on Q1 and swing for the fence.
Hey, Steve, one of the things that you just mentioned, you went into this countdown and you could sweep the whole thing, and then your dad takes you out and beats you in one of them. Man, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. He's a really good student. I've been able to drive a lot of different kinds of cars, the way that they handled, the way that they drove, the consistency of them. So I've learned a lot, and I've been able to tell him what I've learned and just say, this is what I think you should do, and this is how I do this. And dang, it seems to work really good when I tell him how to do it, because he goes out and does well and wins, and sometimes I struggle with it myself.
So it's a pretty quick turnaround, just a week apart from Charlotte to Texas, and make things a little worse, you had to race on Monday to wrap up everything here in the Carolinas. So how far behind the proverbial 8-ball are you?
The Capco boys, I mean, those guys are just really good at what they do. I think that they're going to be okay. I had to scamper back here to Capco and try to get caught up on all of the work that I missed on Monday and prepare to miss, this week also early on Friday going out. It's just we're very fortunate, but we're super busy right now at work, and so a day off, especially a Monday, feels like you missed 3 days. So I'm trying to play catch up right now and get ready to go back to Dallas. And I will tell you, I think that sometimes that's an advantage to me, is not worrying about the racing at all during the week and just getting to show up at the racetrack on Friday and have a good time.
Hey, Steve, the race this weekend at Ennis down there at the Texas Motorplex is kind of your hometown track. You've had some success there, like you said, in the past. And what does that all your extra fans and your people from Capco and any extra pressure going on there, or this is like hometown, good deal?
Oh, come on, Doug. You know how this is. It's like racing at home. You always look forward to racing at home, and then you remember that you're glad to not be racing at home when you got all those people that you hadn't seen all year long that are there supporting you and just really standing behind you. It's great, but it gets a little stressful because you're being pulled in so many different directions, and you don't want to not speak to somebody and then get their feelings hurt. So you're just trying to keep everybody happy and keep everybody pleased and show everybody some attention and have a good time. But, it just gets a little hectic and a little stressful on top of being right dead in the middle of a championship countdown. So it's just it's a really neat deal.
It's got to be a pretty cool thing to be a part of those Capco boys. I mean, that's a great sounding thing, right? Those Capco boys, right? I mean, it's cool, right? So what's the number one thing that you guys look for when you're trying to find your crew members that these guys are going to fit as a Capco boy? And then the second part to that question is there any chance Herbert and I could become like, I don't know,
Capco boys?
Capco boys, yeah. Can we be like Capco boys? Do we qualify?
Well, I'll just tell you, I don't know what the recipe is to be a Capco boy, but I think we can let you guys fit in. We can mold you into the person that we want you to be. But to be honest with you, man, we don't have any turnaround, and so I forgot how long it's been since we've had anybody new come in. The guys that work on my dad's car, we've known them for so long, and they've all just stepped away from racing a little bit and enjoy racing a part-time schedule, so they've gravitated towards that. And collectively, those guys have way more championships than anybody on my team. So I don't know. I mean, you kind of got to be a band of misfits to just fit in with us over there. We're really hardcore, family-oriented, loose cannon. You never know what we'll say or do, but we all get along, and we've got each other's back till the end.
Well, Steve Torrence, congratulations on the win over here at ZMAX Dragway, the points critical final round, and you pulled it out, man. You were ready to go, and you got the win, brought it home, leading the points going into your hometown race. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you, guys. I look forward to talking to you again soon.
You got it.
All righty. Steve will be on his way to Texas. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then Deric Kramer, Pro Stock winner, going to be with us next right here on the Straight Line.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away one set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
Prepare your vehicle for the weather ahead during Super Start Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Purchase a Super Start battery and get up to a $25 gift card after mail-in rebate, plus great deals on jumper cables, battery chargers, and more. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
NHRA drag racer Doug Herbert here to talk about safe driving. In early 2008, my two sons were killed in a car accident that was caused by speed and inexperience. After the accident, I learned that over 6,000 teenagers each year are killed in car accidents, so I formed a nonprofit organization called Brakes. Brakes stands for Be Responsible and Keep Everyone Safe. Please visit our website at putonthebrakes.org to learn more about responsible driving and what you can do to keep our roads safe.
We are back with MRN's The Straight Line presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. You know, Hercules is giving away a free set of tires, a free set every month. You just go to HerculesTire.com/MRN, register, and you're good to go.
That's easy. Free tires, we love it. HerculesTires.com/MRN, free tires. Deal.
Pretty simple.
I'm in.
I like it. Okay. Deric Kramer, he knows how to win, too. Not just free tires, maybe, but Pro Stock category. Big winner at Carolina. That's got to feel pretty good, Deric. Third career event win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a struggle, this countdown, and glad to say it's a little better than last year. But I had to make this performance in order to keep my name in the hat, as it were.
Well, Deric, number 5 in points, only 90 out from the lead, and then with that Pomona coming in at points and a half, what's your procedure? What are you looking for? What are you trying to accomplish here in the next few races? Just keep doing what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got to go out there and we have to get rounds on the leaders. That's all it comes down to. So we're going to need a couple of lucky breaks for sure, but we wanted to be in the conversation. Like I said, you go out there and we go out another first or second round in Charlotte, and we're fighting for seventh, and no one wants to do that. So we want to be in the conversation and be part of the equation when it comes down to winning those final few races to get a chance at the championship.
Yeah, 88 points back now, up in fifth, sitting between Bo Butner and Jed Coughlin. Everybody trying to catch Eric Enders right now. As you look at the remaining part of the schedule, which one are you feeling really good about? I mean, you got to be good at Pomona because of the extra points, but what do you think outside of that one?
Well, I always do pretty well in Vegas. Hopefully, get a good showing in Dallas. You know, if I can final the rest of the races, I feel like I got a great shot. So we'll start with that and work backwards from there. Hopefully, we get a couple of wins. But that's the best I probably need is probably finals in the last 3 races. If I can do that, I have a real good shot.
Hey, Deric, the NHRA changed the Pro Stock schedule this year and changed some races around and stuff like that. How did that affect you and your team and your game plan for going out there and winning races and running and being able to put your car in the winner's circle a couple times this year?
Well, honestly, it was it was a pretty good change for us as far as we were concerned. Most of the races that got cut were races we didn't go to prior. We were a part-time team. We didn't go to those races to begin with. So the only race that we actively went to, I believe, was Topeka, and that was my first win. So it was kind of a bummer to not go back, but at the same time, I'm still Topeka event winner. So you have that going for me.
So here you are now in the thick of this championship chase, a guy who'd been, just a part-time racer, like you said, not full-time on the tour. This has got to be a pretty exciting thing. How are you keeping it all in check?
Well, I just remember how I was last year. I made the countdown for the first time last year, and I don't think I got my first countdown win until Vegas. I had went to Reading, had a great, really fast car, and $1 part broke in the transmission. Third gear, didn't have it. Fourth gear, didn't have it. And after I beat Greg Anderson off the line by quite a bit, watched him drive around me. So that was real frustrating. And then from race after race after race up until Vegas, didn't get around win. I'm already ahead of that, so I'm already playing with house money.
House money is good, especially when you got Vegas still left on the schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Deric, you've got American Ethanol on your car. Tell us a little bit about your sponsor and how that works into your racing operation and what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. So American Ethanol, it's a coalition, a trade name, a group, if you will, and they're around to promote the use of green, renewable fuels, and that's honestly that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to promote the fact that if you want more power and you want to do it in a clean, green way, American Ethanol is the way to go.
I would think for some racers, this short week is a bit of a bummer because they're trying to figure out what went wrong at ZMAX. You, on the other hand, coming out of Monday with all kinds of momentum, you probably can't wait for Texas to get here quick enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've of the last 3 rain-out races where we raced on Monday, I've won 2 of them. So I don't mind racing on Monday. It would seem seems like a good chance for me to take home a Wally for sure.
Well, so you know what you got to do. Then you got to go to finals the next 3 races, maybe win one of them, and then you're all set. Piece of cake, right?
I mean honestly, I think that's probably my recipe for success. If we can do that, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the other teams to do better.
So you got 3 Wallies. Where do they sit?
I got a fireplace mantle that has just enough room for Wallies on it, and there's room for a few more, hopefully.
Well, there you go. Building the bigger mantle would not be a problem, right? I don't think that would be any problem at all.
Not at all. That's a problem I want to have.
Right. Well, there you go. Hey, congratulations. Great win over here last weekend at ZMAX Dragway, and good luck these next couple races, or next 3 races.
Hey, thank you so much.
All right, Deric Kramer joining us here. We're going to come right back with a little bit more here on Straight Line.
This is Sarah's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
Driving cross-country with 2 young children is ambitious, to say the least. Then our check engine light came on. We pulled into O'Reilly Auto Parts, and they tested it. Turned out it was a faulty sensor. They referred us to a great mechanic just down the street, and we were back on the road in no time.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina is redefining the drive-thru coffee game in Race City, USA. The Clutch experience is fast, friendly, and delicious. Quality drinks and unmatched customer service is the name of the game. Clutch Coffee Bar offers signature lattes and mochas, custom flavor-infused energy drinks, smoothies, and more. Over 25 flavors, there's something for everyone. Visit our 2 locations in Mooresville, 356 Williamson Road and 154 West Plaza Drive. Open daily from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Power up today with Clutch Coffee Bar.
2019 is the Motor Racing Network's 50th year, and things are about to get a lot louder. I'm Woody Kane. The NASCAR season is revving its engine, and MRN's 2 biggest loudspeakers are back when race spotter Joey Meyer and I bring you the latest news, results, and headlines every Monday on MRN Out Loud. Crank it up Mondays on MRN.com, iTunes, or wherever podcasts are heard.
There's a lot of cool motorsports events out there that are not your traditional type of race. Sometimes they're not even a race. They might be an exhibition or a show. Well, what's the coolest thing you've ever been to that wasn't what you would consider, a traditional points race type thing? Doesn't have to be a drag race. It could be just about anything.
I don't know. I used to have a lot of fun match racing back in the 90s.
Yeah,
we used to do a lot of match racing. That was
that.
fun. Go race Big Daddy Don Garlitz. Or,
that'd be cool.
Go race Shirley. I mean, that
64
was...
funny cars kind of thing, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, I grew up in Orange County, right? So we'd go to Orange County to the Fox Hunt, Steve Evans.
We had those in Sacramento to the famous Fox Hunt drags.
Yeah, right. And if you weren't, because we were right there, Orange County was right there at the El Toro Marine Base. But if you weren't a Marine or a Hell's Angel, you had no business being there. And I found that out when I was like 16
and
years
you were neither.
old. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I do not belong here. It is time to go. So.
Yeah. Okay. So that'd be a good one. I think for me, probably Goodwood Festival of Speed.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing, unbelievable event, right? So there's another one coming down the pipe. It's not the first time they've done this, but I didn't really know about it until recently in our October issue of Speed Sport with Danny Dietrich on the cover here.
I happened to read an issue of that last week that you presented to me.
You should read all 12. You know why? You should have a subscription.
That's exactly right.
See how I did that?
I have my daily subscription.
Well, that's good. That's good. Okay. So our drag racing correspondent here, Susan Wade, did a great article about an event coming up out in Kingman, Arizona. And as Susan says here, you can get your kicks on Route 66. And joining us is Brian DeVincenzi. I got it right the first time, Brian. COO, executive producer of the Kingman Route 66 Street Drags. Now, I can read the article, which I encourage everybody to do because that means they got a speed sport. But how about you tell our listeners what it's all about?
Well, I got to give you a hard time, first of all. My last name I don't care about, but see, out here we call it Route 66.
Okay, route.
And we're gonna put a drag race on right down the middle of it.
I like it. So that sounds like it's a little challenging to organize.
In the middle of Kingman. Say that again.
That's got to be a little challenging to organize.
That's an understatement. You go set down a mile of Route 66 and you get some people's attention.
Oh, man. How did you overcome all the obstacles, I could see, between municipalities, law enforcement, all the different things that would go into closing down a piece of Route 66? How do you do that?
Part of the way I did it, Doug, real easy. I invited our sheriff, our DPS officers, and our police chief to race with us. And they are.
So what's involved? What's involved for the fans? What are they going to see when they get there? How do they get there? To buy tickets? How do they go about getting them?
Well, in Kingman, we're about 3 blocks from Mojave County Fairgrounds. We're going to use the fairgrounds for the parking. We expect that large of a crowd. Folks will come in the front gate, buy a ticket. It's $10 on Friday, $15 on Saturday and Sunday. We're going to race from noon till 9 p.m. on Friday. From 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday.
Wow, that's a lot of racing. They better bring their suntan lotion out there.
Absolutely. It's funny you say that. I got one sitting right next to me.
So if I got a car, what kind of categories are we running? Are we running nitro? Are we running street legal stuff? And how do I enter?
Well, you enter by you download the application off the website. Real easy. Send it in with a check. The deal is we're running junior dragsters to unlimited. Now, unlike most drag races, this is not about bracket racing. This is not as much about the competition, although drag racers, we're competitive no matter what we do, even if it's in the middle of the street. Hell, I tell everybody I'm competitive when I play tiddlywinks. But I know drag racers are competitive, so we're going to have a competition, but it's about everybody just getting out and doing what you want to do on a Saturday night. When us hot rodders back out of the driveway, what does every guy want to do? You want to map the throttle and fry the tires and go down the street. Well, that's what we're doing. And it's legal. The funny part is the start line is in front of our police department. And when you pull out on the top end of the track, it's in front of our Department of Public Safety, our Highway Patrol office. Where can you do that in front of 2 municipalities legally?
Well, usually when you pull out and do a burnout in front of the police station, I know where that would get you. You might get a quick trip back to the police station in the back of a car.
Speaking from experience, maybe?
Well hey, the audience is actually going to cheer for our chief, because he's trying to regain the crown here. We've had this, what we call a celebrity challenge before. This time they're getting a little more serious about it this year.
So you mentioned there's an unlimited category. Is that an unlimited street category, or are there guys bringing track-only cars to this event?
Absolutely. I've actually run a nitro sand top fuel dragster down Main Street here before.
Oh, wow.
So it's anything. Unlimited means just that, unlimited. But now here's the deal. I've got 9 classes: junior dragster, sport, quads, motorcycles, sport compact, truck, hot rod, pro street, unlimited. But we added something in this year, something we've never done before, because of where we are and what we're doing this, and because of the blossoming of the street culture in drag racing today. I've put in a 32-car big tire and a 32-car small tire cash days. Guys got to buy their spots at $1,000 a piece. I'm not touching the money. It's all theirs. Winner's going to take all.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Brian, how did you come up with the idea? Let's put on a street race. I'm just saying, I'm old. I used to go to do that stuff when I was young. But how did you come up with the idea? Let's do a street race, but we're going to do it on the street. We're going to do it legally. We're going to put some safety here. How'd you manage to come up with the idea and then make it happen, though?
Well, I wish I could say it was my idea, but it wasn't. I went to an event in Winnemucca, Nevada. Now, you're talking about the way to pronounce my last name. You got to try that word.
I've been to Winnemucca many times, yeah.
Yeah, neat place. Well, here's the deal. They've been doing a street race for 19 years, I think, this year. But they do it on a little back street outside the edge of town. And, in fact, I think it is actually – I'm sorry, I think I'm incorrect. I think it's no longer there because they finally got a track. So now they're racing out the track. But they did it on the city street. I went to the event, was a participant. At that time, they raced 330 feet, 16th of a mile, and it was a blast, man. You wouldn't believe how many cars showed up, and I mean serious cars showed up to just play, right? Well, I was part of an organization here that was trying to put a motorsports facility in our community, and I came home and I told everybody about this event and said, hey, we need to do this. Well, to be honest, at the time, I was just a member of the board of directors, and those guys, when I told them I wanted to ask the city if we could do this, I'll be honest, they laughed at me. I said, look, I'm not asking you if they're going to tell me okay. I'm asking permission to go to the city and ask them if we can do this. And long story short, 2001, 10 days after I got permission, we put our first one on. And it's just blossomed from there.
Well, that's cool, Brian. We wish you all the best with it. It's coming up at the end of this month. Check it out. Kingman, Arizona, Route 66 Street Drags. It's going to be a lot of fun. And
close to Lake Havasu, Arizona, too.
Yeah, you make a great weekend out of it, right? Thanks, Brian. Have a great time with it.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Speaking of tickets, there's NHRA tickets yet to go too.
This weekend in Dallas. Go to the NHRA website.
Yep.
Upper right-hand corner. Click in the red ticket box. Bam. There you go. You're going to Ennis. You're going to Las Vegas. You're going to Pomona.
I'd like to be going to any one of those three.
I'll tell you what. Las Vegas, I don't know. Are you going to SEMA show? You just need to go a couple days early, and then you go to the drag races.
I thought about that.
Oh, man. Any rate, Pomona, great one. That's going to be a good one. I'm guessing there's going to be some championships coming down to the final
run.
I would not be surprised.
No, I wouldn't either.
One of the most exciting races I can remember, actually, even me being racing or not, was watching Joe Amato and Gary Ormsby race for the championship. I don't think it was. I think it was 88 or 89. One of those, and it came down to the final round, the final run, and whoever won, Gary Ormsby, Joe Amato, they were going to be the champion. It's like, wow, that was cool.
That's really cool. When you consider how long the season is and everything that could go wrong there, right? Yeah. Time for red light, green light. I think we'll start with a real quick red light. It's kind of an obvious one, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I was out over on Monday at ZMAX Dragway, final round. Jack Beckman went up, and something in his head just said it was time to go. I guess he had a minus 080 light. And I'm guarantee you, knowing Jack, he's a perfectionist. He takes a lot of pride in being, going through a procedure, going through, doing the same thing every time.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I haven't talked to him. I talked to him before the run. I didn't talk to him after the run because it's never a good time to talk to somebody after they run.
I'm guessing not a lot of people talk to him after that run, right?
I'm sure he was beating up on himself. But that's our red light. Jack Beckman. Oh, man.
Okay, so for a green light, I think we got a pretty positive one to end on. Our group at Speed Sport have gotten together with the folks at Southeast Gassers Association, and I know I love gasser racing. I hope you do.
Oh, they're cool. I love them. Yeah,
and the group at Southeast Gassers, everything's like 1967, right? Everything about it, the way the cars are run. But this is real racing. This is not just an exhibition or
Well, this
vintage.
is pulling the front wheels. I mean, it's fun
straight
racing
up racing.
to watch.
Yeah, it's straight up racing. We're going to live stream it Saturday night, October 19th, this
Saturday
weekend.
night. So where do they go? Speedsport.com?
So what you do is you can go. I got it all right here for you. Let me throw on the glasses so I don't miss any of it here. The live pay-per-view is $19.99, and you can view it on speedsport.tv, the website, on Roku or Amazon Fire. To sign up, to get more information, just go to gassers.speedsport.tv. That's gassers.speedsport.tv, and you can catch out the penultimate round of the 2019 season for the Southeast Gassers coming from Carolina Dragway. It's going to be great.
That
Quayne
is cool.
Stott, who I know you know,
Sure.
runs Southeast Gassers.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that. Now, are you going to be there doing the TV or?
I
what?
will not. They're gonna. I've got to go do the Monster Energy Cup,
Okay.
the Supercross race, but they have their own group of announcers
Okay.
that call all their stuff. Very knowledgeable group of guys and all that. They're going to put their show on. We're providing the platform basically with our brand new Speed Sport TV network.
That's awesome. So now, regular Speed Sport subscribers, do they have a special way? To
Well,
get into that?
because it's a live stream with Southeast Gassers. Again, it's their deal.
Separate.
It would be separate, but there's plenty of opportunities for Speed Sport folks to see all the other stuff we got on there.
Cool.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the green light. Southeast Gassers Association, Carolina Dragway. Be there.
Yeah. Saturday. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited about that. And if this goes well, we might do a whole bunch of them next year. So if you like gasser racing or drag racing in general, come on out, support this deal. Let's show Quayne that it's a good opportunity for fans to see gasser racing live. And when do you get to see gasser racing live?
No, it's fun. I mean, the cars pull the front end. They're fun cars to watch.
What a great way
race.
to sit on a
Hey,
Saturday
another
night,
thing I
right?
want to throw in, I don't know if you realize, Megan Meyer clinched the alcohol, the A-Fueled Alcohol Dragster Championship. Her dad, Randy, runs the car. It's a neat team, right? Her
Very
dad
cool.
owns the car, runs the car. Megan Meyer won the race and clinched the championship. Congratulations to the
Absolutely.
Meyer Racing team.
First champ of the year, right? Congratulations,
Yeah.
Megan, from all of us here at Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Okay, that's it. We'll be back next week to wrap up stuff from Texas as they get on to the next
I'll
round.
tell you what, they're going on and on and on. Texas Motorplex this week, and if you're down in the Dallas area or anywhere in Texas, I'd say if you can get there, get there.
Yeah, and don't forget, gassers.speedsport.tv, Saturday night. We'll see you soon.